William Patterson University Television.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Boomer Report's Campus Conversation. Today we have Samory Rose, the host and head producer of WPTV's Sports Desk. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I've been on almost every show on WPTV now, so I'll take that.
This is your last one off your bucket list.
It may be the last one off the bucket list, I think.
Well, I want to start off by asking you, how did you get your start on Sports Desk?
I took the route that everybody else did. I had to try out. That was also my first semester as a college student, so it was kind of nerve-wracking at the tryouts to see all the lights in that Studio B. So I tried out, and I guess the producers and the executive producer before me, they liked what I did, and I became an analyst.
Mm-hmm. And then you worked your way up from there.
I guess you could say that. I guess they liked my energy on the desk. I'm always one, especially with sports. I always want to be right. So that got me in a lot of arguments on the desk, and they were fun. They were all.
Yeah, I think that's like what sports is about. The little bickering that you guys have, it really adds personality to the show. Yeah,
my rival were probably Stephen Clark. Me and him had some good arguments on the desk, but I guess it was just hard work, and they Dante Vacatoro was the executive producer before me. I guess he had confidence in me that I could take the show after him and still be able to make good content. And I humbly think that we're doing that.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. And now that you are the host, what are your responsibilities compared to when you were an analyst?
So before the pandemic, I was now the executive producer. So I just made sure everybody's scripts were right. I would go over the graphics that we would make. I would just make sure everybody would be there on time. And, I just made sure all my producers got their work done before Friday morning. But it was a simple transition. I knew what I was doing because I was taught very well for what I was doing. But then when the pandemic hit, we took a little time to get some stuff going. I know we're going to talk about that a little later. Mm-hmm. But now my job's I edit WP Sports Desk. I'm also the host. Mm-hmm. I look out for talent. Anything on the bucket list. But it's also helped me because I wasn't really a editing kind of person before this pandemic hit.
Yeah, so like being the host has its responsibilities before the pandemic, after the pandemic, but yeah, overall, you've learned a lot throughout it.
Oh, of course.
And you've been a part of the show for 3 years now. So is there any favorite game or favorite player that you've covered?
We don't have games per se, but that's a good question. I never really thought about that, but I'll probably say the person we talked about the most is Tom Brady, and I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. So I've had my bad things to say about him, and the guy just keeps winning. So if it was an actual person, like an actual athlete, he's probably my rival because I always say bad things about him, and he always proves me wrong. But I think any time I was on the desk, like honestly, from the first time where I was in an argument on the first episode I was ever on, and then just some of the fun banter that we have, that's just stuff that you cherish. And that's probably my most fun things about being on WP Sports Desk is just the connection with the other people around.
Yeah, the conversations that you make on air. And the fun thing is that you're capturing all these moments. Like, what I mean? They are taped and they will be up and you can watch them whenever.
Yeah, and we do this off the air too. We always do it off the air too. So it's always fun. Always fun.
Mm-hmm. And just like Rumor Report went fully online, you guys also had to go online. So how was the switch up between being in Studio A to now being online?
We were in Studio B. But I like the effort. It took us a while to get going because we kind of didn't know what to do. Sports were just fully coming back, and sports hadn't been on for months and months since March, and then I believe sports came back in July. So that was the summer. We really couldn't do anything. But when we got back, we were a little lethargic. We really, the creative juices weren't flowing, but somebody lit a fire under us, and we getting stuff done, and it's just it's just important that in this pandemic you have something to show for it, because if you just do nothing throughout the whole pandemic, it's going to look at you like, oh, you weren't working on anything. But we're able to get shows up, and I think the format's fun because guys still argue. We had a problem with getting people on, but that's no longer a problem no more. So I think
too many people on.
now I think we comfortably transitioned over.
Yeah, it took a while, but now you're there, and now you guys are banging out episodes more than you need to be. But it's always a good thing. And what are your hopes for Sports Desk in the future?
That's kind of a hard one because by this time next year I'll be dwindling down in my time in my tenure at William Patterson. So, just hopefully somebody else can get the ball rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they could show me what I showed previous producers before. But I just hope that everybody as a group continue to get better. And that's all that really matters. I really don't care for my personal success. I just want everybody else as a team to do well, because that's what we are at the end of the day. Us as a club, us as a show,
Mm-hmm.
we're just a team, and we want to see everybody succeed.
Yeah, it's mainly like you want to see people grow, and I think that's like for everything.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it to me. You see somebody like Anthony Walker. He was very nervous when he first got on. Now he's a producer, and he's continually getting better. Mm-hmm. So things like that, I just love to see that.
Yeah, it puts a big smile on all our faces to watch the people that that we looked up to. Now we're doing what they do, and then people will look up to us, and then the cycle never ends, and that's what we hope for on our show and on your show and everything.
And on all shows, come on, we got to give love to everybody. Love to everybody.
But thank you so much. Now this is all the time we have for this week's Campus Conversation. Thank you again, Samory, for joining us. And if you want to stay updated on all things Sports Desk, make sure you follow them at Sports Desk WP. But don't go anywhere, because up next we have Wendy.